Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And this one features the Saints leader at quarterback. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Saints and the Chargers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the venerable Superdome in downtown New Orleans.
Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Chargers and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workman-like in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Here's Lawrence.
And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT.
He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's probably a little angry at himself. It was his fumble, obviously, a moment ago that led to the scoop and score touchdown that has him down early.
And now we find out about the psychology aspect of being a coach. Because when you have a guy that's just happened, some people want to take him out of the game immediately. Others say, you know something? Let's feed him the ball again next series and see if he's going to be able to atone for it. Let's see what they decide to do.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Right back to Brown. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Knocked that down for a win in the defense's column.
On third down, Lawrence.
Over the middle, it's complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
4 yards remain for second down. This is Brown going up the middle. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
It looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. On third and short, they'll try option left. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now the first carry here for the running back. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll be first down, Saints. The Saints at 8-1 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open boot fell.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Touchdown! A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, you give we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That second down play, that's a -4.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. He finds his man, Sky Moore. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That third down conversion good for 23.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Saints are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys, because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
They'll start the drive here with an end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it second down and 11. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. On third down, Dillon. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. There they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. Call it an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on third and just a yard. Now a handoff running through the middle. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, Dillon. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And that will force a turnover on downs. An inside give, Brown. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Lawrence finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're not panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll show the defense.
The Chargers on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Lawrence to throw. Dancing to his left. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. Koo knocks this one through the post. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now's not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game. Take the points when they're there. And put the emphasis on your defense to go out and get you the football back.
New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right in the beginning.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Hands it off out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Off play action. Dillon. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. To throw on third down. Dillon. And this is caught. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. 37 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. McPherson on for the point after. And it's 21-3. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. this is going to be dropped. Oh, my gracious. There was no one in his area code, but he could not hang on to it.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. It's complete to Brown, right side. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Lawrence will throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Lawrence going to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
3rd and 2, now Lawrence. He's going to look deep for more. And he's caught on his sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the run. Felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Now he's looking just to add to his totals. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Off the play fake, Dillon. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They go play action here on first down. There's Chris Olave. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good pickup there of 20 yards. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. On 3rd down, Dillon. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he is in for a score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. McPherson on for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now a give, left side, Brown with it. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin in the NFC South. Tampa Bay paying their yearly visit to Atlanta. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. Joe Mixon, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Next, we'll take the trip north to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And at this point, they trail the visiting Baltimore Ravens. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. The Vikes trying to finish that one off and claim victory. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats for the Chargers in that first half. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did. And that just set them up well for the second half to come. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Room here to run. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. And as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try and run right on the option. He gives it up. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 68 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Off play action. Dillon. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Now the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown! From 3 yards out. And the Saints take the opening kickoff in the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting ahead of his NFL plays pretty quickly.
And 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Here's the option. Running right. A pitch back. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints just continue to roll. A familiar refrain. The turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but there's a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll start with the option.
Oh, look at the juke.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Well, that's the third interception for Lawrence. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Now they try the right side here. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown. And the Saints add on to their lead, and it's looking like that run streak is going to extend another week.
Just power of football there. Down to the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
after the touchdown. McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So out come the Chargers. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. Man open left side, it's Williams. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
On first down, Lawrence.
And he's got the hook up to Moore.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Lawrence, and he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped have a guy can turn it loose, and boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now Lawrence.
Primed, and he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food, because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Third and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Throwing on 1st down. Dillon.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. 10 yards, good for his Saints. First down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
To throw on second down. Dillon looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
All right, ball at the 1-yard line, fourth down. What do you say?
I say go, because if you can't get 1 yard, what's the old adage? If I can't get 1 yard,
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their totals.
This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
McPherson now for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. From the gun, it's Lawrence.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
He's got him in, complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A big play there for L.A. 62 yards.
Now Lawrence.
Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go and it incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints again ready to go on offense. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided as you...
And that's caught inside the 35. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 50 yards. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading...
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dillon. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ballgame.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. And we're by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Saints, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.